I just say that it worked for me in life and leadership. This is a great present to give to kids who are graduating from...
He signed it for my grandson already.
Yeah, I mean...
16 days old?
14 months.
Okay.
Kid reads like a dream. Yeah, smart as kid is.
It's designed really for everybody, but especially for teenagers.
Yeah, it's a great graduation
It kind of tells you about
present.
life and leadership and what's important in life and how to lead people and how to follow people. So I hope that is what will cause the book to be successful.
Yeah. And how to recover from failure. And,
yeah, which I know a lot about.
Do you really? Barbara listed all the things that you've been, that you've done. You don't sound like a failure to me.
Oh, I don't think I am a failure, but everybody has failure in their life. One of the most striking moments I've ever had was at a Japanese high school in Tokyo, and the kids were asking questions, and the shy little girl in the back raised her hand. She said, "General, I'm afraid to fail. I just get devastated when I fail." And the answer to it is, I fail every day at something. Failure is part of life.
And you learn
what you do with it.
It's also part of
more
success.
from failure, having failed. You learn more from failure than, in many ways, than you do from success.
You gain experience from failure. You learn about yourself, you learn what didn't go right, what you did wrong, and then you fix yourself. You don't complain about others. You fix yourself, and you move on.
Right.
So we have to ask a couple of political questions before we give you your rules for
We don't
leadership.
really have to. We could have stayed with
I don't know. I was told I had to, so I will
We want your one half from you.
Okay. You endorsed President Obama when you ran before. You are a Republican, but you have not endorsed either Romney or Obama, and you've said that you will not do so yet. What will make you decide?
I have always just tried to approach the political season with an open mind to listen to all the candidates. What do you have to say? But it's not just a candidate. What are you bringing in with you? What's your agenda going to be? What's your portfolio going to be? What's your platform going to be? Huh?
Staff? You mean who the staff is going to be and the vice president?
Not exactly the staff. I'm more interested in what policies they're going to follow. And I want to see if are those policies the policies that will work for the American people in the next 4 years. So I always like to withdraw them.
You don't know what the policies are?
Well, they evolve.
Well, how do you think how do you think the president has done the past 3 years?
I think he's done some very, very good things. I think he stabilized the financial system. We have to remember in 2008, the financial system was going off the cliff.
Right.
That's been stabilized. There are a lot of arguments about equity companies, and there's lots of arguments about regulation and whatnot. But for the most part, the financial system was stabilized. Everybody was worrying about the automobile industry collapsing with all the jobs that would flow from that would be lost. And he saved that. You can argue whether he did it the right way or the wrong way, and they are arguing about that. But the fact is he did it and stabilized it. I think the economy is starting to improve, not fast enough. And that's one of the things the president's going to have to account for. Why haven't you done more to get the unemployment rate down where it belongs? I would have preferred if he'd closed Guantanamo right away, but he wasn't able to do that. So he's got some things to account for. And so that's why we have a political campaign, and that's why it is, it is a food fight. And you're going to see it for the next few months. But I tell all of my audiences, don't expect Superman to come save this country. It's super people.
That's right.
Supermen and superwomen. So listen to the arguments. Don't just go for what you see on one particular cable show or another. Study the issues, look at the candidates, how committed are they, and will their solutions really solve the problems that we're facing, the fiscal problems, the spending problems, the tax problems?
I have a question for you. Now, what's your take on the Republican Party now? What do they stand for in your mind? Because you've been a Republican a long time, and I want I said this to you last time you were here. It would have been groovy to see you run. I got that you didn't want to run.
You're my favorite Republican. I'm waiting.
You'll watch yourself and they'll turn you in.
You would be my first Republican. But
he's a little bit thrown off by
You've
that.
thrown me a hot line I will not pick up.
all right. But what do you see for? I mean, who are they now?
The Republican Party, I think, has always stood for strong defense, for an active and aggressive foreign policy, and for fiscal restraint and stability. And I can believe in all of that. It has not been as inclined towards social issues as I have been. And so I worry about those of our citizens who are less fortunate, not doing as well.
Right.
And so what I'm watching is, you guys say you're for fiscal responsibility. How are you going to fix the budget? How can we keep going every year spending $3 trillion, but only taking in $2 trillion? And we're borrowing $1 trillion. None of us here are going to pay for it. My grandkids are going to pay for it. And so I want to see that fixed, and I don't hear either side.
Right.
And so I think the Republicans have to show greater sensitivity to immigration, greater sensitivity to the needs to resolve immigration and to education, and a lot of other issues that I don't think they have.
I'm trying to get you to talk soft because they're giving me 1 minute cues, and we haven't talked about your book.
Well, it's your fault.
She tried.
I'm going to do it now. Okay. So you have 13 rules that you begin with that you live by, and you did not follow your bliss, as I remember, until you joined ROTC in college. But give us some of the most important rules, especially for young people in leadership.
If you look at the 13 rules, there's a central theme through all of them, the first one and the last one, and that is believe in yourself, be always optimistic, always believe that tomorrow's going to be better, always solve the problem that is before you, but above all, believe in yourself, believe in the country. We can do anything. We're Americans. Nothing has ever stopped us. So that's the central thing. It's the whole book. Thank you, Elizabeth. It's a wrap.
Now, we were going to ask, your wife didn't want you to run.
I didn't want me to run.
You didn't want you. It wasn't just Alma.
No, we're a 50-50 family.
Look, everybody's going, oh.
She's beautiful.
We're a 50-50 family, and we've been married 50 years this August.
Oh, correct.
So people think, well, Alma didn't want you. No, she didn't want me to, but I didn't want me to either.
Right.
So it was 100%. We're a team.
Are you a happy man now?
Oh, I've been happy all my life. But one point to what you were talking about earlier, we know, we got it. You were talking about bliss, and what I say to people is, I didn't come into the Army to be a general. I came in the Army to be a soldier, good soldier. So you do the best you can, and then you see what the future holds for you.
That's right.
Okay.
Bliss can come to you. Yeah. First of all, we love having General Colin Powell on with us. Anytime you want to come back, we could use a few men on the couch here.
Absolutely.
And I do want to tell you, it's called It Worked for Me in Life and Leadership. Everyone in our audience is going home.